Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Actually Authentic podcast with Candace.
And Awanda.
We always cutting up.
I know. You
Um,
make me laugh, girl.
but yes, welcome to this week's episode. We want to first thank everyone for all of the views and all
Yes.
of the feedback, from some of our favorite commenters that
Yes.
that we got this week. I mean, we clearly everyone really liked the episode about double standards where we talked about the different double standards between men and women last week, and it showed in the views.
Yeah, it
So
definitely did. We had a lot of views, and we're going to go live this week to actually address some of the comments and feedback that we got on the last episode. So, Candace is going to post. We're going to go live where on
on
Facebook.
Facebook,
Okay.
so we'll go live on Facebook. So just look into the description for the date and the time, and please join us because we want to engage with you, and we might even pull you on live to chat with us. You never know.
Yeah, definitely,
So
definitely. And make sure you are subscribe and sharing each episode because each episode is about something different. We just come up with different random topics about lifestyle. It's not a relationship podcast. It's not a women's podcast. We talk about
it's just a life
everything,
podcast.
right?
It's an actually authentic podcast. That's what it is. We just gonna talk about all the
Yes.
stuff that we all know and go through.
So this week we are talking about etiquette. I hope everybody knows what that actually means. In this day and age, I feel like some people don't even know what that means. They just do whatever they want, treat people however they want, go about things just randomly and don't even put any thought into it. So we're going to talk about
The different types
that.
of etiquette things. And I mean, I would say some of them are probably going to end up sounding like pet peeves from me anyway.
No.
I know for me it is. I'm about to share some of my pet peeves, but some of the etiquette, some of the places where people don't have etiquette are normally like my biggest pet
Pet
peeves
peeves.
personally.
Yeah. Because
Um,
some of it is rude or can come across rude. Um to the other person, even though you might not know it or you might not have been taught the proper way. I think that's what it goes back to. Maybe a lot of people just have not been taught what is proper. But if you don't know at this big age, go look it up. Like
yeah,
there's no excuse
I agree.
to not do things properly or a
So what's
certain
one
way.
of them things? Let's get into it.
So let's get into it. I would say when it comes to like events or
Yes.
parties, there's several when it
I
comes
was
to
about to
that.
say I could think of a couple.
So I would say asking for an invite. If you weren't invited, then you just weren't invited. Don't
You
ask. Don't
know,
ask for an invite.
yeah.
Yeah, don't
I
ask.
can't stand that. Like I mean, I told you, Mom already on. I'm already on my pet peeves because to me, I don't do that, right? Like I don't say like if I see somebody has something and they didn't invite me, like dag, no invite. It's like
And
maybe
it doesn't even mean that the person doesn't fool with you like that or that they're not your friend. It's just that everything is not for everybody.
correct.
Right? Like some things might just be for a certain audience or a certain group and you shouldn't take offense to it if the person didn't invite you. Right? It
Hmm.
doesn't mean that they're not your friend or they don't value you as a family member or whatever. It just means you weren't invited.
That's it.
That's it. Don't ask for an
And it
invite.
could also even mean that they literally forgot to invite you. But I mean, for me, in my opinion, to
Mm-mm.
reach out and be like, "Dag, no invite," it's like
I don't like that.
okay.
Yeah.
And with
So
that being
yeah,
said,
so even so around events, if someone does invite you to something that's like a RSVP of the event and you just don't respond, that's poor etiquette.
yes,
Say something.
whether it's yes or whether it's no,
Yes.
at least respond. And if you don't RSVP, do not just show up.
Mm-mm.
Like, come
Mm-mm.
on,
Or
like
and if you were listen, I'm gonna add one too. If they didn't say you can bring a plus one, don't just take
don't
it upon yourself to
and
just
don't
bring
bring
someone.
+4.
You know.
Like, people have done that. I've had it happen to me.
Yeah,
Like
me
I had it
too.
happen to me where literally like people show up with like a whole trove of people, and I'm just
Oh
like,
yes. I
really?
had that happen to me before at I think it was like a barbecue or something I had, and I would think I like invited the one person or like And this is the thing, at a barbecue, you don't mind if they might bring one person.
Right, yeah. I
But
mean,
don't come with like 6 or 7. Like, who told you to do that?
I don't know. I mean, here's another. Oh, while we talking about barbecues,
What?
so and events in general, like, do not. I feel like people should not like come to an event
Mm-hmm.
and like pack up plates before the end. Like,
I
so
don't just
I'm not really a plate packer, period.
me either. But if you
people
take
are.
one, or you take like, if you just take something like a plate, I think that's fine at the
Child,
end.
listen, let me tell you a
But
story.
people be coming with like, they be wanting to take like multiple plates. That's just.
Let me tell you a story. I got so many stories. So my mom used to always have a barbecue every year. Anybody that's watching, that's family, friends, whatever, y'all know. My mom would have these barbecues. I mean, she would go all out.
Mm-hmm.
And one year, so over the years, I would just kind of be an attendee and stuff like that. But then I got tired because I said I watched my mom spend a whole lot of money,
Right.
just making sure
Giving it.
everybody, and she just can't help it. But that you're not going to take advantage of that. So one year, I get to the event. Literally, wasn't even nobody there yet, really. And this guy, some guy she knew, like just a random friend or something. Girl, he had 5 plates. 5 plates
Before the
stacked
event
before
even
the event. I
started.
said, "Oh no!" I went up there like, "Okay, you gonna have to put some of that back. The event ain't even started yet. We expecting almost 100 people. Like, are we serious? Oh yeah, what she said. I don't care what she said. The sheriff's here." And then the other part
Not the
is
sheriff.
at the end, and that's the end of my story for this one. But at the end, somebody had a nerve to pack up a dozen of crabs and 6 Coronas.
See?
Try and take it with them. Oh no, I'm glad the sheriff was there. Put that back. Like, what are you talking about? Like a dozen of crabs and 6 Coronas. Do you know that's like $60 to $70 worth of merchandise that you walking out with that you ain't even bring nothing.
Poor etiquette.
So and also offer to bring something. Like,
yes, don't
even
come empty-handed to an event. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a brunch or a dinner party. Come with a bottle of wine. Come with something.
Or ask your own bottle if you want to. Even that's etiquette to
ask them, what can you bring? Bring a dessert. Bring something to bless the house. Don't just come and just consume. And also, when you're going to a formal event, right? Like, say, a wedding or...
First of all, dress formal.
Yes.
No sneakers. Like,
what are we talking about? But this is a big thing, right? When you're going to a formal event, like a wedding, that's someone that is an event. Don't give these people a gift that is like $35, $50. Like, you need to be at least covering your plate. Like, why are they're starting, these people, they've spent money for this event. They're starting out their life together. And if you can't afford to come and give them a gift, then I don't think you should attend.
So how does one know what the plate costs? Like, what is a rule of thumb that you would say for yourself? Like,
I mean, I think it depends on the venue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they're giving it at the Four Seasons, that's different than them giving it at the VFW.
Right.
But if you don't know, you can actually call the venue and ask them. You can call DoubleTree and ask them, how much is the average plate there? They'll tell you.
I never thought about
that.
Yes,
they'll tell you, but don't just take it for granted like that it's the same thing as someone having their wedding in their backyard versus them having it at some big huge venue, because it's a difference in price. But you still should be coming with a gift. You should never come to that type of event with nothing.
Right. And also, like, if it's a wedding, like, regardless, in my opinion, right, regardless of the venue, regardless of what was spent on the plates, I think that you just are coming to celebrate somebody's new journey together, and they're starting life together. So
you should want to
contribute to that.
Yes.
People I had a backyard wedding, but I would
definitely
it doesn't
have matter.
Appreciated, a ballroom style gift. Shoot, we'll take it.
Listen, I had a big old wedding, and listen, there were some people that, of course, gave more than others, but there were also people that gave stuff that was like, what you would probably spend at McDonald's.
Yeah.
And I think that is rude. I do. I think it's rude. And the thing is too, is like, you have to understand there's a cost involved with everything, right? Mm-hmm. Even if it's something as small as a barbecue. If somebody's giving this, it's a cost. they thought enough of you to invite you.
So do you think that people who are in like the hosts or whatever need to be more mindful of who they invite into? Because some people that you invite, you just know they ain't
I
got it, or you know they
mean,
ain't about to bring nothing,
listen, child, this is what I'm gonna say.
because you kind of know.
When I got married, I was very young, and a lot of those people I invited because they were family. My, maybe my parents wanted them to come. At this big age, when I get remarried, it's gonna be so small. You know what I mean? If I even have like that type of thing, right? Because I just don't see the value in it. Right? I don't see the value in spending all that money for half of the people don't even necessarily care. Right?
Well, that's why I had a backyard wedding.
Yeah.
I know me too, and I'm just like, I don't got time for all that. I'm tired already thinking about a big wedding. But
Yeah.
I do feel like, just be mindful also of who you're inviting, because certain people just don't have it or may not bring you a gift.
But it's also nothing wrong with declining an invitation. It's not rude, right?
But you got some people that's like, shoot, they want to be there. Number one, they want to be there because you have a lot of people that just want to say they've been there. But they just don't realize or don't care enough or know that they should be giving a gift. I feel like some people
you have
just
to
literally don't know.
consider. You have to consider all the. For me, even if it's something as simple as a barbecue.
Well, yeah,
If
anything.
I don't get,
I mean,
yes,
it's not even just a wedding, right? Like I feel like I saw a post on Facebook recently, and it was moms asking about like kids' birthday parties, and like the one person, she was basically like, I don't really have money for a gift, so should I go or should I not go?
You should not go.
But
don't go.
But I feel like this, right? Especially at a kid's birthday party, because my kids was little and I would have a party. Um, the kids don't even, it depends on the age too, but the kids don't be knowing about no daggone gifts. Like
They
I don't.
don't.
If my child is 4 or 5 years old, something like that, I don't care about you bringing a gift, especially if we having it somewhere where I'm paying per child. I need your child to be there and have fun and play, because that's the bigger thing. Now, when we get older and we have weddings and we have, all this stuff that we personally spend a lot of money on, I feel like it's more important. But for a kid's party, I need the kid to come play.
I don't agree. I disagree. I don't care what the event is, right? I don't care if I'm having a party for my kids in the backyard. That's even more of a reason, because it's easy to buy a gift for a kid. It's not even as expensive.
What if
like I probably can go.
Juan? People
then they should stay home.
No, they don't gotta stay home.
Yes, they should stay home. Yes, they should stay home. If you are literally broke, why are you spending money to go out?
Because their kid want to have fun.
So
you're
teaching your kid wrong lesson from the beginning. You're teaching them that fun is over.
They are too young to know the lesson.
They're not. You're teaching them.
They 3. They 3. They 4. They don't know nothing about no gift.
I don't give a DA.
You know how many? Listen, let me tell y'all.
No.
My kids used to be little. I used to take them to parties, and this is because we had somebody say. Side note: we had somebody say that we agree on everything, which I don't feel like we do.
No, we don't.
But I mean,
so see,
on this one, we definitely agree to disagree.
We don't agree on.
But when my kids were little, my kids used to be, 2, 3, 4, all them little young ages. They never even went in the store to pick the gift out. It would just be me getting the gift and taking it with me to give. But it was times I was broke. And when I was broke,
go to the dollar store.
When I'm talking about, listen, I just went and got gas and spent the last dollar I had on gas to fill my tank up to get me to next paycheck. There's no dollar. There's no money.
Then you should be home.
No, I ain't home. Yes. My kids gonna go to this party and have fun because that's their friend and they want to have fun. It's about the kids. It's not about the gift. So I'm just saying, I'm taking my little kid to the party, broken all. Because
so y'all remember that Candace gonna bring her kid.
No, I ain't gotta worry about it no more. My kid's grown, but I'm just saying for those who, in my opinion, I feel like it's levels to the etiquette. Now, I just think that when the kids are little and it's a little, party, whatever, the more important part is that this parent spent money for the kid to come play and eat a little slice of pizza or something. And what's more important is that they come and have fun with their friends, not that they have a gift to open later on. And that you already know how many times you bought them Christmas gifts and the kids throw them away. and donate him.
Times.
Okay, so
It's
the
not,
gift is
but
not that
for
important.
me, in my opinion, it's not about the gift. Even in something like a wedding, it's not about what you bought me. It's about it's just about
the thought.
Right and wrong, right? To
But
me,
what-
it's about for real. It's about right and wrong. And unless, even with a kid, unless I call the mom and I'm like, hey, I really don't got it, and she says it doesn't matter, come anyway, I'm not gonna take my kid there empty-handed, because I don't want them to get that
Well, listen,
perception. Don't cut me
re-gift.
off. Hold on.
Re-gift
No,
it. How about that?
don't
Is
cut
that
me
okay?
off. I don't want them to get the perception that that's okay. And kids don't only learn by what you teach them by saying it. They learn by watching you. They learn by, okay, well, this is what we do. And me personally, like, I'm not teaching my kids that is okay to show up somewhere just because we don't got it. No, if we don't got it, we need to stay our behinds home.
So I just want to be clear, and then we're going to move on to the next etiquette thing. Even if the child is 2 or 3.
I mean, that's semantics, of course. If it's there 2 or 3,
yes,
it is.
Because
we're talking about a child party, right? We're talking about a child party, and you said before in a previous episode that you remember stuff from when you were that small.
Not from 2 or 3. No, I don't.
Well, I do. I do. I'm not saying I remember a gift, but there's events, things that I remember from when I was that small.
Okay.
But I'm just not gonna do it. You know what I mean? Me personally, I'm not doing it. I'm not taking my kids nowhere.
We want to hear your opinion. So please comment. Like, yes. Obviously, we both feel how we feel, but share your comments, because we want to hear from you.
Yeah, we want to hear this one. And listen, I'm sure that there's plenty. We know that there's plenty of people that do it, because that's why we're even having this conversation, right? There's plenty of people that come to people's parties and events and stuff empty-handed. It happens every day. So obviously there are lots of people that feel like it's fine, but for me, I don't feel like it's fine, and I'm not gonna do it unless it's something that I already discussed with the person and let them know, and they're like, no, Juan, just come. You know what I mean?
But you said fine. even if you
no, and I'm saying, first of all, I wouldn't even feel comfortable with telling somebody, unless we were like family or super close, that I don't have money to bring a gift. I would just not, because that's just me. You know what I mean? And my pride. I wouldn't just do that with anybody. If it was maybe like one of my aunts or one of my close girlfriends, I might say, if I didn't have the money, like, girl, I'm probably not gonna come because I don't got the money. That's different. And if they say, just come, bring the kids, I just want to see the kids, that's a relationship that obviously I have with that person. I'm not gonna just say it to somebody.
You can't really understand it until you've had a party for your child and people didn't show up, and then all the money that you spent was literally a waste. I've had that, so I feel differently. Like, I don't want anybody to not show up just because they don't have money or can't afford to buy a gift. And then now I'm stuck, and I done spent money that I probably didn't even have, trying to throw a party when the only thing that really
that's why I don't understand, because I have a really big, like, extended family that have a lot of kids around my kids' age. So whenever I gave them parties, even if outside people didn't come, our family was enough. You know what I mean? Like, our family was enough to fill it. And I feel like back then, when we were giving parties, like skating parties or Chuck E. Cheese and stuff, it was like a minimum anyway. So my family was enough to fill the minimum. Whoever came, like their little classmates and stuff, that was extra. I never really had and we literally used to have parties like every year. I never had a party for my kids and like people didn't show up and I had money wasted.
So that's another level to it. That's why I'm saying it's not just like, it's definitely not black or white. It's a gray area there, and I've experienced that gray area. So that's probably another reason why I feel differently about it. I've been broke and with little kids. I've been, I've never been to a wedding and I took them. I don't care. Like, now, I will say that I've been to a wedding and I didn't have a lot of money like that. So the gift I'm sure the gift didn't match the plate, but the plate still got spent. So it's like, for me, my perspective is that I don't think you should show up empty handed if you can, like, if you have it. But I also think that me personally, I would prefer somebody come, especially when I spent money on something, so it just doesn't go to waste.
But why would it? So as something like a formal event, we need to go on to the other ones, because we stuck on this one. Yeah, but something like a formal event, right? Like a wedding where you have to like RSVP or something like that. Why would it go to waste? Because you should. But why would you? That's what I'm saying. Why would the person RSVP?
Well, a lot of times with events, especially formal events, you get an invite way before the event. So sometimes circumstances change. I guess maybe if your circumstances change well before the event, you could say, I rescind my RSVP. But a lot of this stuff is done so far in advance, and we don't know what direction our life is going to take. So I don't know. I guess I'm a little more compassionate to the difficulties that we experience in life and kind of just still.
But then there's both sides of that too then, because then what about the other person? Like what about the person that's having this event, right? And now you like you said, you're experiencing a difficulty in your life and you don't communicate that, you don't communicate anything, they're at a loss too, right?
What
They're
they're
at
at
a
a loss
loss.
for? Because they bought you a plate and you ain't bring them a gift?
Yeah. So
Mhm.
basically they're just treating you to dinner for their
I don't know. I know when
their
I was getting married, don't call me with your problems. I don't. That's already enough. Like you already got enough going on. Don't nobody got time for nobody be calling them saying, "Hey, girl, I'm broke." You already know. Don't nobody got time for
Let's move on to the next topic.
that. Okay. So next topic for me is, oh my goodness, I can't stand when somebody sends me a text message and does not greet me. Like if we wasn't already in constant dialogue and we ain't already say good morning this morning, and you just like do not text my
That is
phone and
so
just getting
funny.
right to the point.
Remember when you told me before like that was your pet peeve, and I'd be like, listen, I do it. I'm not gonna lie, because sometimes I'd be on autopilot, but I
think it
catch
depends on who it
myself.
is too.
Yeah, I catch myself. I catch myself most of the time, and I'll be like, "Oh, sorry." Anybody that knows me knows I'll be like, "Sorry,
No,
good morning."
you get right to it. Like, what did you say? The thing would be like, oh, sorry, good morning. And you're like, all right.
I'm good for that. I'm good for
Now
that.
I will. I'm guilty of that sometimes. Like if somebody gets right to the point with me, and then I'll respond.
Yeah.
Like so. I don't ever. I know I don't. Like I don't ever text somebody and just be like, if I haven't talked to them that day or something,
No,
just get right
you
to it.
don't. Not unless you're mad about something or it's something like,
Or
yeah.
but
But I also think, even though it hands down, it's poor etiquette to call someone or text them without a greeting first. But it also depends on who it is. Like if you do it, or like if my kids do it, or I'm not like offended. I'm just like, yeah, oh, good morning. I might be sarcastic and be like, good morning to you. But if like a client does it, or somebody that I'm not really close with,
or even somebody who we literally in the middle of a little,
yeah,
it's like, don't text
do
me
that.
getting right to it. I feel like you being smart.
Hello, just say hello.
I feel like you being smart. Wait, what's another one?
What else did we like? Oh, like invading people's personal space, like standing too close, or getting in a person's like talking really close, where like your spit can come out. Yeah, that's poor etiquette.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't do that.
No, please don't. Get out of my face. I don't even know because I smell everything too. So I automatically smell a breath that may not even be there. So don't come all in my face with all of that. That's too much.
Oh wait! I just thought of one that I hate. Have you ever been out to eat with people that like blow their nose at the table, like after they eat?
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
No, but
I don't know if some people like when they eat that like makes them like.
Well, how about that? While you talking about out to eat, let's get into tipping.
Oh goodness.
Let's get into tipping, because how you feel about tipping?
What do you mean how I feel about it?
Like, do you tip?
Of course.
Do you tip a certain percentage?
Whatever the little 3 points are. Yes, I do.
Okay.
But it's definitely based on the service. I do tip based on the service, but I'm gonna always give a tip.
Okay, so you won't just not give a tip at all.
It's
gotta be. It
gotta be.
Yeah, it had to be extreme, like
extreme
terrible service.
They treated me horribly, like ridiculously horribly for me not.
Like where I'm also going to the BBB and everywhere else. Like this is how bad it was for me to leave 0.
Yes.
Okay.
I hate going places with people that complain about the tip, or that complain about the bill in general.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
How about that?
I don't like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's poor etiquette. That's just a Wanda thing. Like I just don't.
No, I feel like not tipping is poor etiquette. I really do. Like not tipping anything is poor etiquette. Period. Like
Because
at the end of the day,
why are you going? The person is providing a service, and it's not just going out to eat. I feel like any service, you're going to get your hair done, your nails done. They are providing you with the service.
yeah.
I don't care how you might feel about it, but they are.
Well, the flip side to that, to me, is it's also poor etiquette for them to expect tips for their job or like regular stuff. Like I feel like everywhere I go now, it's just a freaking tip jar. Or everywhere you go, it don't matter. It could be the dollar store. They got a tip
I
option when you
know.
paying for your bill. It's like that's bad etiquette,
So
bad business
so
etiquette.
when it comes to tipping, I do think certain places should be where you get a tip. Like if we're sitting down and you're serving me,
Absolutely.
then yes. But if I'm just like ordering a coffee or something, I don't think on
Yeah.
these things like you're not really serving
Do
me
y'all be
or
feeling obligated? Please comment. Do y'all be feeling obligated a little bit or feel bad when you like say no to like the tip when you're just like Awanda said, getting just a random cup of coffee?
I don't feel
Like,
bad for that. I'd be like, no.
yeah, I don't either. But like, nope, I don't care how nice you was. You are doing your job.
Yes.
You're really good at it
Yeah, I
too.
say no for that type of stuff. But if I'm sitting down at a restaurant, if someone's serving me, if someone's doing my hair, doing my nails, I always give a tip.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I all right. I'm not gonna say yeah because I do not always give a tip, get my nails done because they charge so much that you got your tip built in. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the
I'm
price. I
sorry.
mean, the prices of everything is expensive now.
It
They
is,
are,
but
but
like I'm just
a
saying,
lot
come
of the
on
service.
now.
But I mean, on the other side of it, I think a lot of the service people don't get paid a lot. They don't, Candace. They get paid like minimum.
I don't know what they get paid. I don't know. Show me your W-2s because I don't know.
You
I'm
are
just saying.
horrible,
I'm just saying. You
horrible.
charging me $120 to get a manicure and a pedicure, and I'm gonna give you more on
But
top of
how you
that.
know they're not? That's probably going to the shop. That's not
Then
coming to
then
that.
they gotta have a meeting with their employer and readjust their salary. They gotta ask for a pay raise the same way we got to
You are horrible.
when we worked corporate and we had to go in there and say, listen, now I've been in this position for a long time. Like you gotta quantify your value. You gotta say, listen, I am doing 75 people's nails a week,
I wonder if
and
that's
this is
how it
how
works.
much.
We're gonna have to ask next time you get your nails done. Ask the lady. I'm gonna
I'm gonna
ask my
ask her.
girl too. Like, how does this?
She ain't gonna tell me though.
How does
Ask your
your pay
girl.
schedule work? You don't think she'll tell you? She'll tell
She gonna
you.
be like, nah. She be selective when she understand what I'm saying. So we'll see. But it is
What?
interesting to know because you don't
Yeah.
know, and at the same time, to your point, we don't know, and then you be sitting up there giving tips, and whole time they might be getting 50% already of what you're paying. I mean, I'm not saying they are. I'm just giving an example.
Mhm.
So,
So
all
what
right,
else?
let's
What else
do.
did we have on it? What else did we have?
Uh, I mean, we definitely touched on the main things. Let me check.
Yeah,
Let me check
we
just to make
stayed.
sure, y'all.
Yeah,
Let me check to make sure
we
that we
talked
ain't
on the
missing.
event thing for a long time. That was
because you so passionate.
what?
Because you so
Because we
passionate.
finally had a real difference of opinion. That's probably what it was.
I mean, I.
So did we touch on all the
We
ones
did.
that we wanted to? I can't wait to hear what you guys think about etiquette and what your thoughts are.
Yeah, I
That's
think we
it.
touched on them all. And
Okay.
I think the last thing that I say, and this is real quick, is it's more like teaching your kids, the etiquette of like they speak to adults and the Mr. and the Mrs. or the Mr. and the Miss when they're greeting seniors and stuff like that. Because I'm telling you, when kids be like just calling adults by their first name,
Yeah.
it drives me crazy. Like teach your kids to respect their elders.
So what do you think as far as that like is the age appropriate? Like you feel like your oldest daughter, I'm not gonna say her name, you feel like she should
She
call
should call
me
you Miss Awanda. Absolutely. 25
forever?
years old. She should call, yeah, because you always gonna be 25 years older than her.
That's true.
So yeah, forever.
That's
You're
true.
Miss Awanda.
You know what? I never thought about that. And
Yeah.
I think my kids are pretty have pretty good manners, but now that I think about it, I think there are certain adults that they do call by their first name, and I'm trying to think why.
And I do too. Like I call my aunts and uncles by their first name, but that's how we was raised.
Yeah,
But
me
but I
too. But
don't do that with general
I have
people.
younger uncles and aunts. Like I have aunts that are in their 40s,
Hmm.
so I'm in my 40s.
Right. So you're not going to be like uncle this and uncle that, you
No.
know.
So we're going to end it here, and we're going to go live this week.
We are going to go live this
Yep.
week, and I will make sure that it's in the description when the video is posted.
Mhm.
So please like, share, subscribe,
Like,
comment.
share,
We definitely
subscribe.
like reading the comments, and
Yep.
we try to do our best to respond to everybody. So, you know, thank you so much for joining, and I hope you enjoyed this conversation.
I bet they did. I bet they did. We'll see in the comments, but I bet they enjoyed this because we had a whole difference of opinion. And see, you guys, this is a great example that just because you have a difference of opinion does not mean that you have to argue, you have to disrespect, you have to get upset. You can have a difference of opinion with someone and it not be a big deal.
A big deal. And
no
it's
big
not.
Deal.
Love you.
Love you too. Love you. Bye.
Thanks for joining.